Good morning. My name is Adam Kahn, and I'm the Rational Investor. I hope you guys are doing well. Today is Sunday, August 6th. I'm enjoying my Sunday, kind of. I say that because I kind of hate weekends. I love weekdays because the markets are open. I get anxious and can't wait for them to open. I don't know how many of you are like that, but I like watching them. So, let me get right into the thing that I saw this morning. I was watching, I want to say David Lim interview this guy, Chris. Boy, his last name began with a V. I'm not going to try to pronounce it. Chris, if you're one of the 20 or 30 people who watch my video from time to time, I apologize for that. But I loved what you had said about being bearish but long. So it's also why I go into everybody, please don't listen to what I say. I'm just sharing some of my opinions, talking things through. You need to make your own decisions when it comes to investing. And there'll be times I have positions on that are counterintuitive to my thought process. I think what he was saying when he was talking about bearish but long is, at least for me, I don't want to lose my positions. It's so important to hold on because while the markets go up and down and whatever else, timing markets is near impossible. So I might be bearish the market, but I sure don't want to sell Meta or Amazon or Google. I mean, Amazon's a perfect example. They had great earnings Thursday and this or Thursday night, so kind of Friday market action, and the stock shot up to $140 a share. Well, I'm not looking to sell it there because even if it drops down to 100, what are the odds I actually buy it back? And as it continues to grow and possibly go higher, I don't want to not own that company anymore. So maybe the economy's overstretched, interest rates are going up, it's a bit of a scary time. But my suggestion on the best way to get rich: work your job, make a living, live under your means, and put money away. And put money away in good things that you are knowledgeable on. I don't care if that's collectibles, I don't care if it's wine, I don't care if it's stocks, bonds, housing, whatever it is. And if the market gets cheaper, well, I would hope you're in the position that you can buy more. And I'm going to tell the same story that I told in another video because I was so excited that somebody commented on it and told me how it resonated with them. And they're younger, and I hope this gets through to everybody. When I was a kid, I was really fortunate, and I was fortunate on many levels. But my grandfather gave each of his grandkids $10,000. Now, there were four and a half of us in my family. I have a stepsister, so sometimes I say four and sometimes I say five. I apologize because I think of my stepsister as my sister, so I really think there's five of us. But every now and then I think, oh wait, there's really only four. So we all get the $10,000, and my mom takes it from all of us to so that we don't go buy stupid stuff. I'm sure with me, she probably worried that I would have bought a motorcycle, even though I probably was only 17 years old and not really old enough. But I got really upset and I kind of went in. I'm like, Mom, why can't I have that money? And her response is, well, what were you planning on doing with it? And I think I kind of shocked her when I told her I wanted to buy stock with the money. So she made me go and write down what companies I wanted to buy. And the worst is, I know there were five of them, but I can only remember four. So on my list was Eastman Kodak, Chrysler, McDonald's, GE, and whatever that one I can't remember is, which has been driving me nuts because I used to know. Anyway, the point of the story is Eastman Kodak's out of business, Chrysler went out of business, GE has restructured, and I think the stock is worth zero that I would have bought in 1988 or 1989. And then McDonald's. McDonald's is trading about $300 a share last I looked, and it's split three times, if not four, since the time I bought it. Now, I don't still own that stock, but I want you to think about that. I bought it for $22 a share, so I put in $2,200. If I had kept all those shares, my 100 would have gone to 200, the 200 would have gone to 400, and the 400 would have gone to 800, and if I'm missing a split, that would have been 1600. 800 shares, around $300 a share, is $240,000, if not 480,000 if there were 1,600, but I haven't looked at the charts to see. $2,200 to $240,000 over 30 some odd years. 30 some odd years. Well, let me tell you, the thing that to me is even more amazing about that is when I bought McDonald's, it was already established. This is not some story of, oh, I bought it in the beginning or whatever else. There were already enough stories of my grandmother or grandfather put $1,000 in McDonald's and now they're millionaires. So you don't have to hit a home run. In fact, I don't even try. I try to stick with the companies that I think are already established. I love, again, don't listen to me. I'm just some YouTube idiot and I'm wrong a lot. So you guys need to make your own decisions. But, established Microsoft, Amazon, Meta, uh, ExxonMobil, companies that have been around a while that seem pretty stable that I think are going to grow. I'm not a real believer in diversifying too much. I want to own 10 to 20 stocks that I think are the best of the best and stick with those. And maybe I'm wrong, and maybe some of them go out of business, but but I would rather do that than diversifying and guaranteeing that if the markets do well, I make 6 to 8% return. I'd like to think if I pick Amazon and Google and Meta, that I'll outperform the overall market because I won't have to include the stuff that's lousy. And I don't want to take shots with finding the next Tesla when it's still the beginning stages of Tesla. Now, don't get me wrong, at this point, Tesla would be on my list as one of the top companies. But when they were just starting and barely on the road and new car, like, okay, for example, right now, I've seen these things on flying cars and they look incredible. And maybe it's the next thing. I don't care. It's not what I want to own. I'm not going to put a big enough dollar amount into it where I could really get rich off of it. And if it goes from $8 to 80,000, odds are I'm not going to have the guts to hold on to it that way because I won't trust it the same way. I'm much more comfortable with Tesla now that I can see it better, especially after the American car makers like GM and Ford have said they're going to use their charging stations. To me, I think that's huge because it adds another layer into them. On top of the fact, what I like about Tesla is they don't have the in between person of the dealership like GM and Ford do. Think about it. I don't know how GM and Ford end up competing in the long run when Tesla can sell direct to consumer. They avoid a middleman that's a big percentage of the profits that they need to make money as well. So anyway, back to the story. McDonald's went from 2,200 to 240,000, 30 some odd years. I think that that's still the same way. I think if you own things and continue to just own them and own them and own them, they continue to go up in value as more people want them. That's the same with real estate. It's the same with stocks. It's the same with baseball cards. And same thing. I wouldn't spread out and be into too many things. Just, geez, buy Michael Jordan and Wayne Gretzky and Babe Ruth. Like, why worry about one of my favorite players, Dave Winfield, who I was one of my favorites. But as an investment, I don't want to get emotional about it. I would just rather buy more Michael Jordan. So if you know certain products that are legit investments, I mean, my guess is the original iPhone, new in box, will continue to go up in value, and then you want to buy the one that's in the best condition. You just want to stick with things so you don't get taken advantage of. In the long run, if you work your job and pay your bills and put money to the side, hopefully that helps you in retirement or you can pass it down to your kids. I don't think Social Security will be enough to get by. I think healthcare is going up and up and up, and the cost of going to the doctor is going to get more and more expensive. I think inflation is legit. You know, I want you guys to think about the Fed's goal is to get down to a 2% inflation rate. That doesn't mean prices going back to where they were. There seems to be this disconnect, and I'm really unhappy about the inflation as well. But getting down to a 2% inflation rate still means going up, just at a slower pace. It doesn't mean everything's going to revert to where it was before COVID. I don't picture house prices dropping in half from here, and I don't picture a loaf of bread dropping in half or whatever it is. And I'm shocked too how expensive it is. So if you want to be rich, you want to be a millionaire, save, put away, invest, and invest in the best of the best. I'm happy to go over my list of the 20 stocks I think is best again. Anytime somebody wants it, I can put it in the description or whatever it is. But again, you guys can pick your own. I just like the ones I like and try to stick with them. So excited for tomorrow when the market's open. I'm sure I'll say something else another day. Feel free to check out my other channel, Cooking with Adam Khan and Lee Zhu. I love to cook and it helps keep my mind off of things. I do mortgages for a living and we've slowed down a good bit. Still chugging along, but it gives me time to do some of my videos and I'm enjoying doing this. It helps keep my brain active. So have a great Sunday. I hope to see you guys again when I do my next one. And like I said, make comments. I love to see it.